One of the biggest questions people have as they go through their careers is whether they're on track to live a comfortable retirement. Fidelity's 45% rule is a popular guideline that aims to simplify this complex question. But while these guidelines can be helpful starting points, they don't fit everybody. In this video, I'll break down exactly what Fidelity's 45% rule means, how it works, and its limitations. And more importantly, I'll cover why understanding the assumptions behind these guidelines is important, so you're not left with a false sense of security or costly mistakes that could impact your retirement goals. Some of these guidelines have real flaws, and I'll point out exactly what you need to be watching out for. First, to help people gauge if they're on track for retirement, Fidelity offers this guideline as a useful benchmark. Fidelity suggests that by the age of 40, you should aim to have 3 times your annual income saved, 6 times your annual income by age 50, and 10 times by retirement age of 67. But what is this even based on anyway? Well, it assumes you won't retire until age 67 and that your funds will need to last until age 93. The model also only replaces 45% of your pre-retirement income. It also assumes you're saving and investing 15% of your salary starting at the age of 25 in a target date fund, and factors a 1.5% constant real wage growth. Even with all this, the model only offers a 90% confidence level of success. It also does not account for any fees or expenses that you may be paying an advisor. Before we jump into other problems with these guidelines and discuss how to adjust them to fit your specific situation, let's quickly run through some others. This chart shows the origin of the 45% rule. According to the rule, if you have saved 10 times your annual salary by age 67, you could replace 45% of your pre-retirement income from that portfolio. It assumes you delay taking Social Security also until the age of 67 to help supplement your income. Notice that if somebody wants to retire at age 62, Fidelity suggests having 14 times your income and consistently saving and investing 25% of your salary to reach this goal, because they estimate that 55% of your income replacement will then need to come from your own savings. All right, these general rules of thumb that get quoted often are actually pretty simplistic. There are a lot of adjustments that need to be made before they're useful for most people. For example, the amount of income that you need to replace in retirement can vary greatly depending on your income level. Take a look at this chart from Fidelity. A person making $50,000 should expect to replace around 80% of their pre-tax, pre-retirement income in retirement to maintain their standard of living, while somebody earning $200,000 may aim to replace closer to 60%. Of course, these are just estimates. We haven't even considered whether somebody might have debt, but we'll get to that. Also, notice that for many, Social Security forms a significant part of the retirement income, with this share being relatively higher for lower income individuals. As shown in this chart, somebody earning $50,000 annually might see Social Security replace about 35% of their income, or $17,500 per year, with the rest coming from their own personal savings. By contrast, a person earning $200,000 might expect Social Security to only cover about 16% of their income, or $32,000 per year, while somebody with a $300,000 income may only receive about 11%, or roughly $33,000 from Social Security. Keep in mind that these estimates are for waiting to claim Social Security at age 67. The age you choose to retire and start taking Social Security has a major impact on how much of your pre-retirement income your savings will need to replace from your own savings. Remember, the 45% rule is based on retiring at age 67 and starting Social Security at that same point. If somebody retires at 62 and begins Social Security at that age, they would need their savings to replace about 55% of their pre-retirement income, since Social Security checks will be smaller. This chart illustrates that. Waiting until 70 to take Social Security reduces the amount you need to replace with savings to just 40% of your pre-retirement income. Now, the average income replacement target of 45% is also aimed at maintaining a similar lifestyle to what you had before retirement. Fidelity defines this as needing 35% of your pre-retirement income from your savings for a more modest lifestyle, and 55% for a higher lifestyle. So the 45% is just the average of the two. This really highlights why keeping lifestyle inflation in check is crucial. Lifestyle inflation is one of the top reasons people end up living paycheck to paycheck. For example, even just an extra $100 per month you get used to spending requires an additional $30,000 in retirement savings. To help with managing lifestyle inflation, check out this video. I'll leave a link in the description below. As your lifestyle costs increase, the required retirement savings rises with it. Now, let's consider somebody earning $100,000 annually. Fidelity estimates they'll need to replace about 72% of that income in retirement. But this can vary greatly. Maybe somebody wants to travel more, which can be very costly, or maybe they're still paying down debt. Among baby boomers even, 11% still owe on student loans. 48% have auto loan debt, and the average mortgage debt is still over $191,000. Entering retirement with debt can put additional demands on any retirement income. Another key concern with Fidelity's generalized estimates is what's called the sequence of returns risk. These guidelines have about a 90% confidence level of success because of the timing of investment returns in the early years of retirement can heavily impact your outcome. For a deeper dive into this risk, check out this link video in the description below. It will help you better understand those risks. Also, keep in mind that none of these estimates factor in taxes. If most of your retirement savings are in traditional 401ks or IRAs, withdrawals will be taxed as ordinary income, which can leave you with less money than you anticipated. On the other hand, Roth accounts allow for tax-free withdrawals, and withdrawals from personal brokerage accounts are only taxed on the capital gains. It's surprising how often these guidelines are quoted at seminars and by financial advisors without any reference to their underlying assumptions or other key factors. While they can serve as a general starting point, you need to tailor these rules to fit your unique situation. Are you debt-free? When do you plan to retire? And what do you want to do in retirement anyway? Are your funds in a taxable account, or are they in Roth-type accounts? Are you paying an advisory fee? If so, your safe withdrawal rate might shift from 4% to 3%. And of course, you need to consider your estimated Social Security benefit as part of your overall retirement income. Plus, these guidelines were based on somebody that started saving and investing at age 25. That would be wonderful, but unfortunately, most people don't start out quite that early. Getting started as early as possible really makes a huge difference. Every year counts. For instance, if somebody had maxed out their Roth IRA with $7,000 a year starting at age 25 and only did it for 10 years, then stopped contributing, but just let it grow at 8%, which is 2% less than the S&P 500 historic average. They'd now have 1.28 million by age 67. Now, compare that to somebody who waits until age 35 to start investing the same $7,000 per year, but keeps doing it for the next 32 years. Even with a consistent 32 years of contributions, they'd end up with around $1 million. This shows how powerful those early years of compounding really are. So you want to start saving and investing and make it a priority. No one can predict what changes might happen to Social Security or future income tax rates, especially with the growing government debt. Plus, you might hope to retire before the age of 67. Remember, building your own net worth is what will ultimately give you true freedom and control over your own life. If you hear some of these general guidelines, I hope you now have a better understanding of the factors behind their estimates. Thank you for watching.